In the wake of incidents involving guns and college campuses, Kentucky colleges are coming together to talk campus safety. Details on a special summit ahead. Congress considering a bill that would prevent over 120,000 minors from losing their pensions and health benefits. We'll hear from the lawmakers who sponsored the bill.
It's the biggest moment yet in the presidential campaign for Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. I'm Craig Boswell at the White House with a look ahead to Monday's debate.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon to you. Amber Philpott and Sam Dick reporting. Safety on college campuses across Kentucky is a priority in this state.
And representatives from 20 colleges and universities in Kentucky met at Eastern Kentucky University today to talk about ways to keep students safe. Mike Beyer was there for this first of its kind meeting. It's our top story at 4:30.
Many gathered at EKU today for a campus safety summit to promote safety for all campuses in Kentucky.
We've been planning this for about 6 months. This is an event that is planned for campuses, both public and private, here in Kentucky to help promote their efforts at having safe campuses throughout the state.
Featuring national and state experts, the summit had 7 workshops covering various topics, from the pros and cons to having guns on campus to binge and underage drinking. EKU President Michael Benson was the first speaker. He talked about how their main job is to make sure every student feels safe.
If we can't create an environment where students feel safe, learning suffers, the student experience suffers, everything suffers.
The Safety Summit brought out over 100 people who represented 20 colleges and universities throughout the state. The job for each person who attended is to return to their respected campus and spread awareness.
It shows the commitment of folks on our campuses to promote safety for the students, faculty, and staff.
With September being National Campus Safety Awareness Month, EKU felt this was the perfect time to hold the Safety Summit. In Richmond, Mike Beyer, WKYT.
And this is the first time EKU has held a safety summit. Kentucky State Police are looking into an officer-involved shooting that happened this morning. The Powell County Sheriff's Department says that a call was made about a man loitering in someone's yard early this morning. When a deputy confronted that man, he says the suspect ran, leading him on a foot chase. Backup arrived, and another deputy caught up to the suspect. According to the sheriff's office, a deputy ended up in a fight with the suspect. It ended with shots being fired. The suspect was shot in the chest and flown to UK. His name and condition have not yet been released.
A man suspected of shooting into a Lexington home is now in jail. Dexter Cooper faces several charges, including 3 counts of wanton endangerment. Police say he fired several shots into a home near Castlewood Park yesterday morning. No one was hurt. An officer who heard those shots says he pulled Cooper over on Carlisle Avenue and found a gun, shell casings, and drugs in the car. He was arraigned this afternoon in a Fayette County courtroom. A Lexington business owner is cleaning up a big mess after an overnight break-in. It happened at the Boost mobile store in the Park Hill Shopping Center at Manowar and Pimlico Parkway. Someone smashed their way through the front door. Police say the suspect was driving a silver Chrysler 300.
For coal miners in danger of losing their pensions at the end of the year, some relief may be in sight. Legislation protecting the pensions of over 100,000 retirees is moving forward in Congress. But not everyone is on board. Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer digs into the coal conflict on Capitol Hill.
This is who we are. These are the people we're representing.
All around West Virginia Congressman David McKinley's office are reminders of the coal miners he's working to protect.
To see a guy sit over here with tears in his eyes because his wife has cancer, and he's afraid, if I lose my health care pension, or my health care, what am I going to do?
McKinley has spent over 4 years working to pass the Coal Mine Healthcare and Pension Protection Act. The bipartisan bill would secure the benefits of 120,000 retirees and their families, plus health care coverage for 20,000 retirees threatened by coal company bankruptcies.
This week, the Senate Finance Committee advanced the bill. Now it awaits a full vote in the Senate and in the House. But other lawmakers say there's a huge portion of the retirees that won't be helped by the legislation.
Wyoming Senator Mike Enzi says the bill would only provide relief to the members of the United Mine Workers of America.
The bill bails out a private sector pension plan with taxpayer dollars, which I do not support.
But other Senate Republicans are on board, like Ohio Senator Rob Portman.
We've got tens of thousands of people who are retired in Ohio, and probably close to 5,000 coal miners left. So this is a big issue for those retirees and for these rural communities where many of them live.
Portman's Democratic colleague Sherrod Brown is also signing on.
The only person standing in the way is Mitch McConnell, the Republican leader of the Senate, and Republican members need to put the pressure on him to say, Senator McConnell, you've got to do this.
Congress has until the end of the year to pass the bill. Reporting in Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer.
A report by the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet earlier this year said there are 6,900 coal workers in Kentucky. The last time this state had so few coal jobs was 1898. That's going back.
It is going back.
Well, let's look forward. Fall may finally arrive in the forecast next week, but the heat of summer is really hanging around big time the next few days.
Sticking with us for sure, Sam. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell joins us now with more on what's in store for our weekend. Hi, Jim.
How about more of that heat? Daytime highs back into the upper 80s, low 90s expected throughout all of central and eastern Kentucky this weekend. Right now, you're going to find sunshine, and that sun is heating things up again today. We have mid and upper 80s out there currently in all of these locations you're looking at. Lexington to Frankfort to Jackson, beautiful shots, so everywhere you go because we have so much sunshine. There you see what the sunshine brings, those very warm temperatures. It's right now 90 degrees in Danville, Mount Sterling, Somerset's at 88 degrees, all kinds of heat out there for us today. And for those of you talking about UK football, we are talking very toasty temperatures lingering in the area. A lot of heat. But here's the best thing about the heat forecast, the humidity. It's not an issue. Not an issue at all. Certainly there's moisture in the air, but it's not that oppressive stuff that we've been talking about. Now, as we advance into next week, that's when the bottom falls out. And I'll tell you what, we deserve it. It's not going to be a little bit of a soggy transition, but we deserve it either way. I'll break it all down coming up for you.
Thank you, Jim. As Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump prepare for their first presidential debate on Monday night, a new poll shows Trump is surging ahead in some battleground states.
Craig Boswell has the latest on the campaign trail from the White House.
Donald Trump called for more law and order after another night of protests in Charlotte, North Carolina.
The rioting in our streets is a threat to all peaceful citizens, and it must be ended, and ended now.
The growing tension between law enforcement and the African American community following deadly police shootings could be a major topic in the upcoming presidential debate.
I've seen people do so much prep work that when they get out there they can't speak.
Trump sent this questionnaire to his supporters to get feedback ahead of his debate preps. He asked whether he should refer to Clinton as Crooked Hillary on stage and if he should bring up her email scandal. Clinton has spent a few days off of the campaign trail to prep for her face-off against Trump. Her campaign says this debate is the single most important event leading up to Election Day.
There are three key moments.
Former White House Communications Director Anita Dunn helped coach President Obama for the debates in 2008.
I always think that one mock debate should be the toughest, nastiest, most negative that your opponent can possibly be.
A national poll shows Trump is closing the gap in a head-to-head matchup. Trump's ahead by 6 points in Georgia and Iowa. The candidates are tied at 47% in Colorado, but Clinton is ahead by 7 points in Virginia. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
An estimated 100 million people are expected to watch Monday night's debate.
New details on the divorce between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Find out why police are getting involved. That's ahead in our Eye on Entertainment report.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Quiet out there for us on this Friday as we are wrapping up the work week and beginning a new season around here. It doesn't feel like it or look like it, but we're going to get there. We just have a few more days before we get a big-time push, more of a shock to the system when it does arrive. That's what we have outside in Lexington. Some beautiful clouds just hanging around with us and cutting back on some of the sunshine. So we got a decent little cloud that's kind of blocking a little bit of it. But one thing that's not being blocked is just the true heat element. Upper 80s, low 90s, common sight all over the place here across central and into eastern Kentucky. Humidity down again today for us, and it's not going to be much higher this weekend either, though the temperatures will remain on the high side. We'll keep the chance of showers and thunderstorms alive later on in the forecast, not until we cross over into next week, so more about the heat this weekend. 88 into Frankfort, you got Danville 88. How about some mid-80s to our south and to our east? Plenty of warmth to go around for everybody. Now let's try to beat the heat out of here, and it will eventually in our hour-by-hour run. Hour by hour we go. Into the future, we are at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. More of the mid and upper 60s hanging around here, which we've seen many times. We're into the 80s for daytime highs, mid and upper, right around 90 degrees. Also a good possibility out there as well. How about we start the morning on Sunday into the mid 60s and upper 60s. And then daytime highs are again on the warm side. But notice what's beginning to happen here on Monday. The clouds are thickening up. Showers are breaking out to our west as a front is pushing into town. It's going to bring widespread chances here. We're at 1 o'clock into the afternoon and into the evening hours. And notice highs don't get out of control there because we've got a brand spanking new air mass that is here. And those big changes are arriving as we head into early next week with that low and becoming cut off. That means that we'll have the chilly conditions. And it could be just downright chilly with upper 60s and a little drizzly at times. That is a true little touch of fall showing up around here. 7-day forecast also highlights it in the 7-day numbers here with highs by Monday into the upper 70s. Okay, now that's a shock, going from mid and upper 80s to the upper 70s. But what's an even bigger shock is going from the upper 70s and then making it into the upper 60s with some 40s. Not just normal 40s, mid 40s at night, guys. That has a bite.
I know that we're at the weekend, but I always like to look ahead to another weekend, and that Thursday and Friday going in next week looks fantastic.
That really does. We need it. We need a little touch of fall. We've had plenty of heat this summer. It's time to break
She's
it
a
up.
planner.
I am.
Oh,
I'm already scheduling in good weather.
Good weather. I'm off next Thursday and Friday. Yes.
Thanks, Jim.
All right. A teacher at Christian Academy of Louisville invited a group of students to be part of her big day.
Well, the result, not a dry eye in the house, as Kenzie French shared her wedding with 6 of her remarkable students. Christian Mora gives us a look.
When Kenzie French got engaged, her students at Christian Academy were right by her side. So on June 3rd, 2016, there was no question. French would share her big day with 6 of her very special students.
They were like family to me. They were my first class and they've been my only class, and so I knew I couldn't have a special day without them.
French teaches at the school's Providence program, designed for children with Down syndrome. The students are in a regular classroom for 95% of their day, and they receive speech and occupational therapy.
Math.
Math. Are you good at math? Do you like it? The kids welcomed me into the classroom to share their memories about their teacher's big day.
Are you ready?
I think he's ready.
Okay.
Should we do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Did you have fun?
Yes. I was in Flower Girl.
Do you remember being in Mrs. French's wedding?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Good.
Now, what did you do on the day of Mrs. French's wedding?
My friend's there.
What was your favorite part?
Mashed potatoes.
It's called the dab?
It's this.
Okay.
So
the
dab.
Dab is a dance move.
Uh-huh.
What other kind of dance moves did you do?
The whip.
No way.
Yeah,
No,
the
you
whip.
didn't.
And the whip. And then they.
For most of these kids, the best part of French's wedding was the dancing. They even reenacted it for me. And for French, having her students with her made her day complete, with memories that will last long after her students graduate.
It was so exciting. It was really special for Josh and myself just to have them a part of the day and to have them come with us and celebrate with us.
Thank you, Miss Christina. Thank you. Thank you.
Are they not the sweetest little things?
Sharing the love of the day.
French, by the way, even had her students take part in a wedding day photo shoot, something those kids will never forget.
Precious, precious.
I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about in Richmond today for a special fundraiser and knife show. We'll tell you more about it when we return here on WKYT.
Very special event is going on in Madison County this weekend. Our Deanne Stevens is out and about.
And she joins us now from Bluegrass Ace Hardware to tell us all about it. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are in Richmond today. Bluegrass Ace Hardware, where they are having a fabulous fundraiser tomorrow in memory of Officer Ellis and the charity that they are now working with his family. You're wondering why I have the jersey on. It's part of the silent auction for tomorrow. Oh, you had to show the lemon, didn't you? Ryan Lemon, I hope you washed this. Anthony and Marty are with us. And tell us about the fundraiser tomorrow.
We're having a commemorative knife that Case made for us. It'll be $60, and if we sell out, we'll take more orders. All the money goes to the Ellis Fund that's been established to help the community. There'll be a lot of silent auction items that a lot of businesses have donated, and G&J Pepsi has really helped sponsor this event too to help us out.
And we're hoping this jersey will bring something too, even though it says lemon on the back of it, right?
He said maybe $2.
Maybe $2. Every little bit helps, and that's what's important. This is a free event for folks to come take part in. The knife, the commemorative knife that you mentioned, tell us about that.
It's one of the things that we do. It's been in progress for a few months now, or actually for a year. We started doing this as soon as that happened, so it's been in the works ever since then. So we've got about 125 or more at this moment, so we've had a lot of people calling and wanting those knives. So if you really want one, try to get out here as early as you can on Saturday morning. So.
Yeah, get out here tomorrow morning, 9 until 12. A lot of different activities for the kiddos as well.
Yeah, there's a bounce house, like again we said earlier, the Case College, where they can learn about knife safety and get a nice little goodie bag. There'll be face painting, hopefully, if we can get somebody to do that, and just a lot of apple peeling contests, bubble gum blowing contests, a lot of fun for everybody. Live music by Corey Kenton.
Excellent. A lot of fun for a fabulous cause. Come on out here to Bluegrass Ace Hardware in Richmond tomorrow, 9 until 12. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Deanne, thank you. Just days after news of his divorce, Brad Pitt may now be facing accusations of child abuse.
Multiple entertainment sites reporting the Los Angeles Department of Children and Family Services is looking into allegations that the actor was physical with one of his children and verbally abusive. The FBI says it will be handling the probe because the alleged incident took place during a flight to the U.S. An FBI spokeswoman says the agency is still trying to decide whether to open an investigation into the abuse claim. Jolie filed for divorce this week, saying it was for the health of her family. Are you ready for a reptile rumble? Coming up, we'll take a look at an epic fight and some of the other videos that have people talking today.
Well, up until later tonight, it's going to be pretty toasty for Friday night football out there for folks.
Yep, sunscreen until the sun goes down. Maybe, Jim, is that overstating it? I mean, it is going to be fairly warm.
Yeah. Absolutely need it. You're absolutely right with this kind of high sun angle because, yeah, it's getting lower in the sky, but it's still pretty far up there, so you could get exposed to it quickly, and it's still 89, 90 degrees in many locations out there. Frankfort, Lexington, Mount Sterling, all showing 90 and more upper 80s down to our south and east, so we certainly have the heat around here currently. Our Defender Radar Network, it's not as active. It's pretty quiet throughout the entire area, as you see at the moment, and as you all mentioned, high school football. How about kickoff at 82 degrees? Not exactly a desire. And then by halftime, we're talking mid-70s and then low 70s at the end of the game. So this is not what we want to see and when we're talking about high school football, because it's not fall-like weather. That's what we really want to get in on, so plenty of heat still hanging around. All right, the heat's out there, and talk about something hot. Traffic. What have we got going on out there right now? Here's Officer Don.
Hey, Jim, just a couple of collisions. One's at North Broadway and 7th. No one's hurt in that wreck. One outbound lane of North Broadway is blocked. Also one at Red Mile and Horseman's Lane. Now, that is blocking Red Mile for traffic that's headed towards South Broadway right now. That's Red Mile and Horseman's. Drive time, so far, we're holding our own to Nicholasville. No major problems to Versailles and across the Claysbury Bridge. Looking good. Less than 25 minutes to Richmond. Now back to you in the studio.
A rattlesnake rumble, a scary encounter for a woman at a gas station.
It's the video that'll have you talking. Take a look at this. All right, don't try this. A Florida woman had a dangerous encounter with a purse snatcher at a gas station. Surveillance shows that a man stealing her purse while she was pumping gas. Well, look what she did. She jumped on top of his car, reached inside the driver's side to grab her purse while she's hanging on, throwing herself to the ground. After the fact, the woman says she realized she should not have tried to fight back.
He could have killed me.
What if he had a gun? What if he would have been more vicious? What if my daughter was in the car? I mean, the scenario could have played out so much worse.
She almost got run over. She ended up with a severely sprained ankle and lots of cuts and bruises. She did not get her purse back. Don't try that.
That is so frightening to
not
watch.
good.
We have all heard the tales of school lunch food so bad you can't eat it, but one lunch lady is dishing on the deliciousness of her diet. Tammy McCrae lost 100 pounds by eating nothing but her own cafeteria food for breakfast and lunch, ditching her previous fast food faves. She is stuck to the new diet for a year and feels so much better about her healthy self. Good for her.
Yeah. Rattle against rattle, round after round. These two rattlesnakes rumbled on the porch of an Arizona home. The two male rattlers were trying to impress a lady snake, bowing up, slithering, striking at, and intertwining each other for over 3 hours, all before a rattlesnake removal company, yes, they have those things, retrieved the reptiles, returning them to the desert. Okay, well, I would have stayed really clear of that.
There's always a lady involved, huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you said that, not me. All right.
On that note, please stick with us. Here's what we're working on for you now at 5 o'clock.